Magic Johnson has seen it all in basketball, and he has his own list of the 6 players he admires the most. Some are legends you'd expect, but wait until you hear who he put at number 1. You won't believe what Magic praised about him, from unstoppable scoring to game-changing leadership. Each player on this list has a story that shaped Magic's own career. Magic Johnson always says that Larry Bird is one of his favorite players ever, and when you look at their history, it makes perfect sense. Their story started long before the NBA lights even found them. Back in 1978, they were just 2 college kids on a national all-star team. Not yet famous, but already noticing something special in each other. Bird went home telling his brother he had just seen the best player in college basketball, and that it was Magic. Magic told his friends that the best player he had faced was a white guy named Larry Bird, and nobody believed him until they watched Bird themselves. That early respect sat quietly between them, growing even before their real rivalry began. Everything exploded in 1979 when Indiana State met Michigan State in the NCAA title game. Magic won, Bird lost, and that matchup pulled the whole country in. Mayor Larry Bird, a completely different Larry Bird living in California, was actually in the stands with his dad cheering for Magic, and he admitted it felt strange rooting against someone who shared his name. Magic became a hero for him, but the other Larry became a problem every time people confused the two. His family had the name for generations, yet the basketball Bird made it impossible to escape the jokes. When Magic and Larry stepped into the NBA, the league was struggling and badly needed stars. What happened next was perfect timing. Bird brought the sharp, cold laser focus style to Boston, while Magic arrived in Los Angeles with pure joy and flair. They could not have been more different, but everything about them fit together, like 2 pieces of a puzzle the league didn't even realize it needed. Bird was Rookie of the Year, Magic won Finals MVP as a rookie, and suddenly their rivalry became the heartbeat of the sport. It wasn't friendly at first. Bird admitted years later that watching Magic win that first championship made him jealous, something he never showed on his face. At the same time, Magic said the 1984 Finals loss to Bird hit him so deeply that he still thinks about it decades later. They checked each other's box scores every single morning. They pushed each other without ever needing to say it out loud. They hit each other hard, glared, argued, and then came back for more. Because competing with someone who understood the game at that level was rare. When they filmed a Converse commercial at Bird's house in 1985, Bird's mother cooked them lunch, and somehow that afternoon melted the wall between them. They realized they didn't just respect each other's games, they liked each other as people. Magic Johnson has named many great players over the years, but whenever the talk turns serious, he always comes back to one name with no hesitation: Michael Jordan. Magic has said this for decades, and the way he talks about Jordan feels more like listening to 2 old rivals who pushed each other harder than anyone else ever could. Their story starts back in the 80s when Magic was already the face of the Lakers and the league. He had the big smile, the fast break style, and the confidence of a champion. Then Jordan arrived with the Bulls, younger, hungrier, and ready to take over the world. Even in those early years, Magic could see what was coming, and he would joke with teammates about how this kid from Chicago played like he had something to prove every second of the game. Their rivalry officially turned into something bigger during the 1991 NBA Finals, when the Bulls finally broke through and beat the Lakers. Magic has talked about that series many times, especially the moment when Jordan switched hands in midair, almost floating around the defense. Magic says that play still lives in his mind because he realized right then that the league was about to change. That wasn't simple praise. It came from a place of respect mixed with the sting of defeat. He saw the future in front of him, and it wore number 23. In that series, the 2 of them started building a strange bond where the competition never faded, but the admiration kept growing. Magic would call Jordan at random moments just to tell him that he had pushed the game to another level. By 1993, Magic had retired for the first time, and he openly called Jordan the best ever. He did not hide behind numbers or comparisons. He said Jordan was not only the best basketball player he had ever seen, but possibly the greatest athlete in any sport. It was rare to hear a superstar talk like that about another superstar, especially someone who had taken a championship away from him. Jordan appreciated it too, because whenever he talked about Magic, the tone changed to something warmer. He often said Magic helped teach him how to lead a team, how to handle pressure, and how to stay sharp when everyone expects greatness every night. Even when the world shifted into the modern era and the debate turned into Jordan versus LeBron, Magic never stepped away from what he believed. He said LeBron might be the most complete all-around player, but when people asked him about the greatest ever, he still pointed to Jordan. He also said Jordan's chapter was already written in full, while LeBron's story continues, which shows that he was never trying to tear anyone down. Their relationship had tense parts too, especially when they faced off on the court or when their competitive instincts slipped into interviews. But it always came back to respect. They were rivals who understood each other's pressure, who carried the weight of entire franchises, and who stayed close long after the battles ended. Magic Johnson reaches his third pick. He goes straight to the man he once watched like a kid staring at a superhero, Julius Erving. Magic grew up studying Dr. J's game, copying his smooth moves on outdoor courts, trying to float the same way he did, and trying to figure out how one person could hang in the air long enough to change directions mid-flight. Before Magic ever met him, Julius was this larger-than-life figure who made basketball look like art. And Magic never hides how deep that admiration went. But as soon as Magic reached college and needed help deciding whether to enter the NBA, something unexpected happened that changed their relationship forever. Magic got Dr. J's phone number, called him, and suddenly the hero on the posters became the mentors picking up the phone on the other end. Dr. J didn't just give him advice, he invited him to Philadelphia, brought him into his home, and treated him like a young player worth guiding. That weekend meant everything to Magic, because hearing encouragement from the man he admired made the future feel real. 7 months later, all the kindness and mentoring turned into something neither of them could have scripted. Magic walked into the NBA Finals as a rookie, and there was Dr. J on the other side. No longer the comforting mentor, but the obstacle blocking Magic from the championship he wanted more than anything. Magic always laughs when he tells it, but the line he uses has a sharp truth behind it. I love that man, but he was in between me and that NBA championship. Their bond never softened the competition, and Magic showed no mercy that series. When Kareem went down, Magic took over, played every position, delivered one of the greatest finals games ever, and won finals MVP as a rookie, all while knowing he had to beat the man who helped him choose this life. Even with the tension of that matchup, Magic never stopped praising Dr. J, because every time they faced each other, Julius did something that shook Magic's understanding of what the human body could do. One moment that always comes up is that impossible baseline move in the 1980 finals. The one Magic describes like he's still standing under the rim, trying to figure out where the laws of physics disappeared to. Dr. J drove under the basket, jumped, drifted behind the backboard, switched hands, and somehow laid it in after hanging in the air far longer than anyone should. Magic calls it the moment he watched a man walk on air. And he brings it up so often because it stamped itself in his memory the second it happened.
He started walking in air. Got the ball in one hand.
But that wasn't even the only moment that stayed with him. Magic still talks about the cradle dunk Dr. J threw down over Michael Cooper, the one people call Rock the Baby. And Magic's reaction was pure disbelief because he felt like he was witnessing something that belonged in a different world. Years later, when he sat on podcasts, he kept reminding people that Dr. J was doing the things Michael Jordan later became famous for. He said Dr. J was doing that Jordan stuff before Michael, and he meant it as the highest respect because Julius had been the original Skywalker. Magic always held on to that belief, and whenever he was around Dr. J, he found himself retelling those plays, even reenacting them in front of him like a fan reliving a childhood memory. Next up, James Worthy. Their story didn't start with perfect chemistry though. When Worthy came to the Lakers, he arrived as a former college leader who was used to running his own team. He didn't love taking direction from another player, even if that player was Magic, and he wanted to focus on playing instead of team dinners or extra bonding. Magic kept pushing the group to stay connected, and Worthy wasn't sure he wanted that, which created a quiet tension between them. It wasn't anger, just strong personalities trying to figure out their places. Over time, Worthy realized Magic wasn't trying to boss him around. He was trying to hold the Lakers together. Magic had a natural pull, the kind of leader everyone followed. And Worthy finally saw that stepping back didn't make him smaller, it made the team stronger. And he always said Magic helped him grow as a teammate and a person. Once that clicked, they turned into one of the most dangerous duos in basketball. Worthy even said he understood how their mix of size, speed, and control created matchup problems, especially during the '84 finals when he slid into guard duties beside Magic. That move confused opponents because Worthy could defend smaller players while still attacking like a forward. Even though both men made mistakes in that series, the bond between them only tightened. They didn't blame each other. They learned together, and those lessons helped them beat Boston later. Magic always says Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is one of his favorite players ever, and when you hear the story of how their relationship worked, you understand why. When Magic arrived in Los Angeles as a young rookie full of energy and bright lights, Kareem was already the calm giant of the league, a 5-time MVP who led through quiet authority. Their personalities could not have been more different, and that created a kind of tension at first, not angry tension, but the type you feel when two powerful talents try to understand each other. Magic knew the team belonged to Kareem, and Kareem knew the rookie could change the rhythm of the whole franchise. So they found a balance that made them almost unstoppable. When they won their first title together, Magic tried to hand Kareem the finals MVP, because he felt the veteran had carried the season with brilliant scoring, tough defense, and leadership only he could provide. Years later, in an interview with ESPN, Abdul-Jabbar admitted the rumors were true, that Johnson had really been willing to give him the trophy, but showing his true character, he refused because he was ecstatic to see his rookie teammates shine in the spotlight. "I said, I think I deserve it," Abdul-Jabbar said with a subtle smirk. The public got a hold of that and they would take it the wrong way. And that wasn't the case, man. I was so happy to see him step off the plane with 2 trophies. That's fine by me, with some polish on it, Kareem fondly recalled. Through the years, they built chemistry that came from shared talent and shared purpose rather than shared lifestyle. And Kareem even said they stayed connected because they made fans happy and made the team stronger together. Magic always praised Kareem's college dominance and called him the greatest college player ever, pointing to his 3 championships and the legacy he carried into the league. Kareem appreciated how Magic never overstepped and always treated him as the leader while running the team with joy and vision. And that steady mix kept them winning again and again until the decade changed. In the end, Bill Russell, Magic said, "Bill Russell was my idol. I looked up to him on the court and off. His success on the court was undeniable. He was dominant and great, winning 11 NBA championships. Off the court, Bill Russell paved the way for guys like me. Russell was a pioneer in every sense, the first black coach in the NBA, a civil rights activist, and a player who changed the game with defense, rebounding, and leadership." Magic often praised Russell for being humble despite all his achievements, calling him a gentle giant and incredibly intelligent, always using his platform to fight for black people. Their connection was built on respect, Magic said. "Since the day we met, he mentored me and shared advice." Even though they never played together, Magic felt Russell's influence in every game he played. He admired how Russell led his teams to 11 championships, won 5 MVP awards, and still remained a trailblazer in civil rights. Magic repeatedly called on the NBA to honor Russell, tweeting, "Commissioner Adam Silver should retire number 6 across the NBA in honor of Bill Russell's legacy." But that's not all. He also praised Russell for paying tribute to Kobe Bryant by wearing Kobe's number 24 jersey. Magic often compared legends across generations, saying, "He's the greatest player. Bill Russell's the greatest winner," highlighting the difference between skill and legacy, while also pointing out the impact Russell had on Michael Jordan and all future players. Magic remembered Russell personally for his laughter, sense of humor, and constant reminders to help the Black community. He called him one of the first athletes to fight for social justice, equity, equality, and civil rights. Their relationship was always about respect, mentorship, and inspiration, and Magic made sure the world knew how much Bill Russell shaped not just basketball, but his life too. That's Magic Johnson's Top 6. Which one shocked you the most? Comment below, like and subscribe for more NBA stories.